Hello friends, today we are going to start the topic hybrid cloud. In hybrid cloud, we are going to learn about what is it, how does it work, and what are its features, advantages and disadvantages. The cloud infrastructure or this cloud infrastructure, that is the hybrid cloud infrastructure, is composition of two or more distinct cloud infrastructures, that is public, private, community, etc. that remains unique entities but are bound together by standardized or proprietary technologies that enables data and application portability. Example, cloud busting for load balancing between the clouds. Hybrid cloud, in its simplistic definition, a hybrid cloud is a combination of both public and private clouds. If we apply the definition from the NIST, that is National Institute of Standards and Technology, a hybrid cloud is a combination of public and private clouds bound together by either standardized or proprietary technology that enables data and application portability. It could be the combination of a private cloud inside an organization with one or more public cloud providers, or a private cloud hosted on third-party premises with one or more public cloud providers. There are many different scenarios for employing hybrid clouds, but we will list out some of the most prominent ones. First one, using the private cloud for mission critical applications and pushing the non-critical ones to public clouds. For example, a company might use a public cloud for test and development while using a private cloud inside the organization for production and deployment. Another example would be using public cloud for external facing applications while using a private cloud for internal applications. Cloud busting, a dynamic deployment of an application running on a private cloud into public clouds to meet an unexpected demand, such as retail companies need to meet increasing traffic associated with holiday shopping. Or in another example, it is a non-destructive disaster recovery, or we could say the DR testing. Organizations can test if their production environment is DR ready. DR ready means dynamic or disaster recovery testing ready, by tapping the public clouds and without any disruption. Here comes the diagram of hybrid cloud. Now, see, we have one public cloud and another one is public cloud. Now, these both public clouds are connected via internet. This public cloud is connected here with internet, and this public cloud is also connected here with the internet. Now, we have one private cloud and two public clouds. This private cloud is connected to employees, or we can say to the people, with intranet. Thus, this forms a complete infrastructure, or we could say a private cloud infrastructure in the organization. Now, since these employees, or we can say the workers, consumers, they need to interact, or they have more need of the space or cloud storage needed. Now, what the organization will do, this private cloud, or we can say this whole scenario, then it interacts with this public cloud with the help of internet. Similarly, if more of the space is required, then this particular scenario people, or this particular thing, will interact with another public cloud with the help of internet. Thus, all together this forms hybrid cloud. A hybrid cloud is a combination of private cloud combined with the use of public cloud services, where one or several touch points exist between the environments. Another thing, Another point here is the goal is to combine services and data from a variety of cloud models to create a unified, automated, and a well-managed computing environment. Next point is combining public services with private clouds and the data center as a hybrid is the new definition of corporate computing. Not all companies that use some public and some private cloud services have a hybrid cloud. See, here hybrid cloud explains that combining of public services with private cloud and data center is the hybrid, or you can say the new definition of corporate computing. But not all companies use hybrid cloud. Why? Because they use some of the public services, some of the private cloud services, but they do not use the combination of both the services. Next is, rather, a hybrid cloud is an environment where private and public services are used together to create a value. How can we distinguish whether a cloud is a public, private, or hybrid? Now, since or if a cloud is hybrid, then it has following points. First one is, if a company uses public development platform that sends data to private cloud or data center based applications. Second point is, when a company leverages a number of software as a service applications and moves data between private or data center resources. Next point is, when a business process is designed as a service so that it can connect with environments as though they were a single environment. That means we are using here two different kinds of environment. First one is the public cloud environment and second one is the private cloud environment. Now, since the consumer is using two different services, or we can say two different environment, but it appears as if they are using a single environment, thus the two environments are combined together, so it is called a hybrid environment. Or we can say it is using a hybrid cloud. Now, when a cloud is not hybrid, first point, if a few developers in a company use a public cloud service to prototype a new application that is completely disconnected from private cloud or the data center. See, here what they are trying to say is, few of the developers in a company, they use public cloud service to prototype a new application. Prototype a new application means to develop or to create a prototype or sample of a new application. They are using a public cloud model. Now that is completely disconnected. Completely disconnected means this is not in contact with the private cloud or the data center of the company. First point. In second point, what they are going to explain is, if a company is using a software as a service application for a project, but there is no movement of data from that application into company's data center. Now, what is hybrid cloud here? Means we have seen the points. What are the points if a cloud is hybrid, and what are the points if the cloud is not hybrid, or we cannot consider it as an hybrid cloud? What are actually the hybrid clouds are? First thing is, hybrid cloud is a cloud computing environment that uses a mix of on-premises private cloud and third-party public cloud services with orchestration between two platforms. Okay, and second one is, by allowing workloads to move between private and public clouds as computing needs and costs change. Hybrid cloud gives business greater flexibility and more data deployment options. Next point is, the hybrid cloud is the use of elements from both public cloud and a private cloud in an organization's IT environment. Next point is the National Institute of Standards and Technology, that is NIST. It states that hybrid cloud infrastructure is a composition of two or more distinct clouds. Now, what is distinct cloud infrastructure? That is, it can be private or public cloud, private or community cloud, public and community cloud, etc. So all these three clouds, private, community or public, that remain unique entities but are bound together, means they are different in their own types but they are bound together by standardized or proprietary technology that enables data and application portability. It delivers the private cloud's high security features coupled with the fast connection and easy to access features of the public cloud, essentially taking the best of both the worlds. How do hybrid cloud work? Now, the way public clouds and private clouds work as a part of hybrid cloud are no different than how standalone public clouds or private clouds work. First point to the explanation is a local area network or LAN, we would say, a wide area network or WAN, and virtual private network, that is VPN, and or the application programming interfaces, also known as APIs, connect multiple computers together. Next is virtualization, containers or software defined storage, abstract resources which can be pulled into data lakes. Next is management software allocates those resources into environments where applications can run, which are then provisioned on demand with the help of an authentication service. Next point is separate clouds become hybrid when those environments are connected as seamlessly as possible. Next point is that interconnectivity is the only way hybrid clouds work, and it is why hybrid clouds are the foundation of edge computing. Next point is that interconnectivity is how workloads are moved, management is unified, and processes are orchestrated. How well developed those connections are has a direct impact on how well your hybrid cloud works. Next is hybrid cloud architecture. Establishing a hybrid cloud requires availability of public infrastructure as a service platform such as Amazon Web Services, Microsoft Azure or cloud computing platform. Second point is the construction of a private cloud either on premises or through a hosted private cloud provider. Next is adequate wide area network, that is WAN connectivity between those two environments. Now, typically an enterprise will choose a public cloud to access compute instances, storage resources or other services such as big data analytics cluster or serverless compute capabilities. But however, an enterprise has no direct control over the architecture of a public cloud. So, for a hybrid cloud deployment, it must architect its private cloud to achieve compatibility with the desired public clouds or cloud. This involves the implementation of suitable hardware within the data center, including servers, storage, local area network, that is LANs, and load balancers. An enterprise must then deploy a virtualization layer or a hypervisor to create and support virtual machines, that is VMs, and in some cases containers. Then IT team must install a private cloud software layer such as OpenStack on top of the hypervisor to deliver cloud capabilities such as self-service, automation and orchestration, reliability and resilience, and billing and chargeback. A private cloud architect will typically create a menu of local services such as compute instances or database instances from which user can choose. The key to create a successful hybrid cloud is to select the hypervisor and cloud software layers that are compatible with the desired public cloud, ensuring proper interoperability with that public cloud's application programming interfaces, that is APIs and services. The implementation of compatible software and services also enables instances to migrate seamlessly between private and public clouds. A developer can also create advanced applications using a mix of services and resources across the public and private platforms. Traditional hybrid cloud architecture also includes hybrid clouds used to be the result of connecting a public cloud to a private cloud, or we can say a private cloud to a public cloud as well. You can build the private cloud on your own, or you could use pre-packaged cloud infrastructure like OpenStack. You would also need a public cloud like one of the few listed below. Finally, you would need to link the public cloud to the private cloud. This was typically done using the complex networks of LANs, that is local area network, WANs, wide area network, APIs, application programming interfaces, and virtual private networks, that is VPNs. Many cloud service providers even give customers pre-configured VPN as part of their subscription packages. Google Cloud offers dedicated interconnect, Amazon Web Services offers direct connect, Microsoft Azure offers express route, and OpenStack provides OpenStack public cloud passport. Modern hybrid cloud architecture include today's hybrid clouds no longer require a vast network of APIs to move workloads from one cloud to another. Another thing is modern IT teams build hybrid clouds by running same operating system in every IT environment, developing and deploying apps as collection of small, independent and loosely coupled services, and managing everything through a unified platform. In more practical terms, a hybrid cloud can be the result of running Linux everywhere, building and deploying cloud-native apps, managing everything using an orchestration engine like Kubernetes or Red Hat OpenShift. Using the same operating system abstracts all the hardware requirements, while the orchestration platform abstracts all the app requirement or application requirements. Next is this creates an interconnected, consistent computing environment where applications or apps can be moved from one environment to another without maintaining a complex map of application programming interfaces that break every time apps are updated or you change cloud providers. This interconnectivity allows development and operations teams to work together in DevOps model. DevOps model means development operational models, a process by which teams work collaboratively across integrated environments using a microservice architecture supported by containers. Are hybrid clouds secure? It is one of the question which arises. See, a properly designed, integrated and managed hybrid cloud can be as secure as traditional on-premise IT infrastructure. While there are some unique hybrid cloud security challenges like data migration, increased complexity, and a larger attack surface, the presence of multiple environments can be one of the strongest defenses against security risks. All those interconnected environments let enterprises choose where to place sensitive data based on requirements, and it lets security teams standardize redundant cloud storage that can augment disaster recovery efforts. Hybrid cloud computing enables an enterprise to deploy an on-premises private cloud to host sensitive or critical workloads and use a third-party public cloud provider to host less critical resources such as test and development workloads. Another point needs to be considered is hybrid cloud is also particularly valuable for dynamic or highly changeable workloads. For example, a transactional order entry system that experiences significant demand spikes around the holiday season is a good hybrid cloud candidate. The application could run in private cloud but use cloud bursting to access additional computing resources from a public cloud when computing demands spike. Another hybrid cloud use case is big data processing. A company, for example, could use hybrid cloud storage to retain its accumulated business, sales, test, and other data and then run analytical queries in the public cloud, which can scale a Hadoop or another other analytics cluster to support demanding distributed computing tasks. Hybrid cloud can also enable an enterprise to use broader mix of IT services. For example, a business might run a mission critical workload within a private cloud but use the database or archival services of a public cloud provider. Some other benefits of hybrid cloud are as follows: that if we accept that hybrid cloud combines the best elements of private and public clouds, that means the best of the both worlds, then the benefit of hybrid cloud solutions are clearer, or we can say we can identify the primary two benefits that result from blending of private and public cloud occurs. Now we can see hybrid cloud or benefits of hybrid cloud, we can say with the help of this diagram. See, we have a private cloud here, we have a public cloud here. Since private cloud, it is limited to one organization only and the employees or consumers of that organization, and public cloud, it is open to all, that is why it is a public cloud. Now flexible use responding to demands, needs and cost. Hybrid cloud, as we say, it is the best of both worlds. Best of both worlds means best from the public cloud and best from the private cloud as well, and when these two combines together to form one cloud, that is known as hybrid cloud. So here it is explained with the help of this diagram. Benefit 1: flexibility and scalability. How flexibility and scalability is provided in hybrid cloud? First one is undoubtedly the primary advantage of hybrid cloud is its flexibility. It takes time and money to manage in-house IT infrastructure, and adding capacity requires advanced planning. Second point is the cloud is ready and able to provide IT resources whenever needed on short notice. The term cloud bursting refers to the on-demand and temporary use of the public cloud when demand exceeds resources available in the private cloud. For example, some business experiences seasonal spikes that can put an extra burden on private cloud. These spikes can be taken up by a public cloud. Demand can also vary with geographic location, events, or other variables. Another thing is the public cloud provides the elasticity to deal with these and other anticipated and unanticipated IT loads. Next, the alternative would be fixed cost investments in on-premises IT resources that might not be efficiently utilized. See, as we know in cloud computing, if we are using a public cloud services, as the use increases, we need to pay more. But when it comes to the company, when they own their own private cloud, there is a fixed amount of cost they have to bear. But when they are using public cloud, the company is also using public cloud, they have to pay as per the usage. So hybrid cloud at a certain point fixes that costs, provides elasticity, scalability, flexibility, but it fixes that costs that the companies need not to bear more burden of extra paying or extra money monitoring matters. Next is for data storage user, the on-premises private cloud storage provides, among other benefits, the highest speed access for data that is not frequently accessed or needed with the absolute lowest levels of latency. It makes sense for the organization to move it to a location that is secure but less expensive, and the data is still readily available. That means your data is not lost or it is not placed anywhere from where we cannot access it at the time we want it. That means whenever the requirement is arised for that particular data, it is available to us. And the public cloud provides a better platform for sharing the data with specific clients, users, or with general public. Now benefit 2, it is the cost saving. How cost is saved in hybrid cloud? See, public cloud component of hybrid cloud provides cost-effective IT resources without incurring capital expenses and labor costs. How? IT professionals can determine the best configuration, service provider, and location for each service, thereby cutting costs by matching the resource with the task being suited to it or best suited to it. Next is services can be easily scaled, redeployed, or reduced when necessary, saving costs through increased efficiency and avoiding unnecessary expenses. Physical view of an optimal hybrid cloud network. See, these are the user facilities that are provided to a user. This is the corporate VPN, or we can say the corporate virtual private network. This is the data center. This is one public cloud, this is another public cloud, and this is the third public cloud. Now all these public clouds, they connect to this particular data center, and then with the help of this corporate VPN, they reach the users for the facilities. Now comes the hybrid cloud challenges. Despite its benefits, hybrid cloud computing can present technical, businesses, and management challenges. Private cloud workloads must access and interact with public cloud providers. So as mentioned above, hybrid cloud requires application programming interfaces compatibility and solid network connectivity. For public cloud, piece of a hybrid cloud, there are potential connectivity issues, service level agreements, breaches, and other possible service disruptions. To mitigate these risks, organizations can architect hybrid cloud workloads that interoperate with multiple public cloud providers. This can complicate workload design and testing. In some cases, enterprises needs to redesign workloads slated for hybrid clouds to address specific public cloud providers' APIs. APIs is application programming interfaces. Another challenge with hybrid cloud computing is the construction and maintenance of the private cloud itself, which requires substantial expertise from local IT staff and cloud architects. The implementation of additional software such as databases, help desk systems, and other tools can further complicate a private cloud. What's more, the enterprise is fully responsible for the technical support of a private cloud and must accommodate any changes to the public cloud, APIs and services changes over time. Hybrid cloud management tools. Management tools such as Genera PAN Cloud Director, Right Scale Cloud Management, Cisco Cloud Center, and Scalar Enterprises Cloud Management Platform helps businesses handle workflow creation, service catalogs, billing, and other tasks related to hybrid cloud. Additional hybrid cloud management tools include BMC Cloud Lifecycle Management, IBM Cloud Orchestrator, Abiku Hybrid Cloud, Red Hat Cloud Forms, and VMware Cloud Suite. Given the sheer volume of potential tools available, it is important for potential adopters to test and evaluate candidates carefully in their own hybrid cloud environment before making a commitment to any particular tool. Not everything belongs in a public cloud, which is why so many forward thinking companies are choosing a hybrid mixture of cloud services. Hybrid clouds offer benefits of both public and private clouds and take advantage of existing architecture in a data center. The hybrid approach allows applications and components to interoperate across boundaries. For example, cloud versus on premises, between cloud instances, and even between architectures. For example, traditional versus modern digital. The same level of distribution and access flexibility is also needed for data. Whether you're handling workloads or datasets in the dynamic digital world, you should plan for things to move around in response to evolving needs. Where applications or data live today might not be the best place for them to live over time. Hybrid cloud architecture also include these characteristics. First one is on your premises or your on-premises data center, private and public cloud resources and workloads are tied together under common data management while staying distinct. You can connect existing systems running traditional architectures that run business critical applications or contain sensitive data that might not be suited for the public cloud. Hybrid cloud infrastructures are enabled by Data Fabric, which uses a software-defined approach to provide a common set of data services across any combination of IT resources. Hybrid cloud scenarios. First scenario is dynamic or frequently changing workloads. Use an easily scalable public cloud for your dynamic workloads while leaving less volatile or more sensitive workloads to a private cloud or on-premises data center. Second scenario is separating critical workloads from less sensitive workloads. You might store sensitive financial or customer information on your private cloud and use a public cloud to run the rest of your enterprise applications. Third one is big data processing. It is unlikely that you process big data continuously at a near constant volume. Instead, you could run some of your big data analytics using highly scalable public cloud resources while also using a private cloud to ensure data security and keep sensitive big data behind your firewall. Next is moving to the cloud incrementally at your own pace. At your own pace means the pace of the company or the pace of the organization. Put some of your workloads on a public cloud or on a small scale private cloud. See what works for the enterprises and continue expanding your cloud presence as needed. On public clouds, private clouds or a mixture of the two. That means you have to check whether your data is secure or your need is fulfilled within the public cloud itself, or you need a private cloud, or you need a combination of both the public and the private cloud. Next is temporary processing capacity needs. A hybrid cloud lets you allocate public cloud resources for short-term projects at a lower cost than if you used your own data centers IT infrastructure. That way, you do not over-invest in equipment you will need only temporarily. Next is flexibility for the future. No matter how well you plan to meet today's need, unless you have a crystal ball, you would not know how your needs might change next month or next year. A hybrid cloud approach lets you match your actual data management requirements to the public cloud, private cloud, or on-premises resources that are best able to handle. Best of both worlds. Unless you have a clear-cut needs fulfilled only by a public cloud solution or only a private cloud solution, why limit the options? That means you can choose a hybrid cloud approach and you can tap the advantages of both the worlds simultaneously. The benefits of hybrid cloud. The hybrid cloud's popularity rose because of its benefits to the enterprises. Here's an overview of its benefits. Capitalizes on a similar cost-effective approach as the public cloud. Next is it integrates public cloud computing with on-site cloud hardware that delivers controls of the security and regulations in the hands of the company. It will operate behind a firewall similar to the private cloud. It offers the scalability to handle fluctuating computing demands. In other words, it may scale up to use the public cloud or down the private cloud. The providers of hybrid cloud are first, AWS. The Amazon Web Services hybrid cloud includes storage, networking, security, application deployment, and management tools. Cisco Google Cloud Platform. This is an open cloud hybrid architecture from the Google Cloud website. A key piece of the Cisco hybrid cloud platform for Google Cloud is Istio, a new container and microservice optimized open source networking technology. Istio allows you to use policy-driven controls to scalable connect, secure, discover, and govern connections between services, both on-premises and in the cloud. Next is Dell EMC. Its hybrid cloud focuses on helping companies with a large workload achieve efficiency with digital transformation. Then Citrix. Its Citrix Application Delivery Controller, that is ADC, solution focuses on a single management plane for managing hybrid or multi-cloud deployments. Thanks for watching this video. Stay tuned to Ekeeda. Subscribe to Ekeeda.